This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video to find out more about website stuff. But for now, safety first, because this video is gonna be something. Sure is. So I have done 6 of these videos before, and up until this point, I've been watching them with my eyes. My unprotected eyes! No wonder I went crazy. And then you guys bullied me for a midlife crisis. Like, I'm not saying we should assign blame, but a warning would have been nice. I just want to make it clear, it's no one's fault. I love you guys. Who wrote this? What's this video even about? Like, just Seamus having chaotic energy for 10 minutes straight? That's a great video idea. That's going on the list. There isn't a list. Anyway, Disney theories. I've always liked to dabble into them every now and again, and while my niche has always been the more connecting Easter egg side of things, there's a dark side of Disney theories, and today we're going to tackle the worst of them. So what if Ernesto de la Cruz actually killed himself? Straight in. A theory about someone killing themselves. And I still managed to get this video sponsored. Sorry, please don't unsponsor this video because of that joke. Like, you say the word, this is gone. I'm talking to you, sponsor. People. So this theory opens up trying to tackle the question how Ernesto got away with murder, and since there were movies when this happened, an autopsy must have been performed on Hector, which, what? Like, I'm really trying to work out what you're trying to say here. There were movies as in the ones he was in. Okay, but like the idea of a poor man in 1920s Mexico dying and not getting an autopsy isn't beyond my imagination in any way. The police did know something was going on and began to investigate Ernesto. Oh, they did now? Well, that's a jump for sure, but okay. But you know, of course, since he was a celebrity, he was just getting away with it by paying people off or by using lawyers. I'm not sure if I'm reading a theory or a fan fiction at this point. Like, where did the lawyers come from? What did you think 1920s Mexico was like? Eventually, there was enough evidence against Ernesto to arrest him. So he paid off a random person at the theater he was performing at to kill him with the bell accidentally. Well, how can you argue with that? He was proven guilty, so he killed himself, and all of the proven accusations against him were just forgotten about, and his reputation remained unharmed. That's how it works, and interestingly, that's exactly how I interpreted it when I first watched the film. I've just got to say, the whole story of Coco makes way more sense when you consider this theory to be canon, and I had a good time zoning out and just reading this, and I'm really not even paying attention to what I'm saying anymore. I'm joking. This whole video is scripted. What? If Cinderella is evil is the next theory. Cinderella is evil. You're really gonna try and go there? Like, I've never opened up about this before, but Cinderella was my favorite character growing up. I'm always going on about how much I love Toy Story, but that's just one big cover-up to hide my secret love for Cinderella, and I can't believe someone would even suggest this. Point 1. Cinderella hates duties and responsibilities. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there because I've never thought about it like this. Like, she does hate chores, and I can't believe that's such an abnormal personality trait, and therefore she must be evil. Point 2, she has manipulator. I feel bad, but that's actually what it says. Oh god. She enslaves animals to help her do her chores. I know this is a dark video, but slavery, I'm not sure you know what slavery is, because this isn't slavery, I'm telling you. Let's just... Okay, so I've just kind of breezed through this whole thing, and all I can say is this theory is so indecisive. Like, I've never seen this much back and forth in a theory ever. Like, one of the pieces of evidence towards her being evil is that she frees all the rats that are caught in the mousetraps in her house and protects them. So, she's saving rats. That's her evil doings, I gather, which is made worse by the fact the next line in the theory is she is cruel to animals. You've got to pick a side here. These 2 points could not contradict each other anymore, and only one of them is evil, so I'm really trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt, but then the next point somehow went back on themselves again. She tries to lie to the stepmother about the rat in the teacup when she is allies with them. So she's protecting the rats again, and apparently that's evil, I guess. I'm done. That's on another level. You have completely ruined that film for me. You have ruined my favorite film. And it can't get much darker than that, right? Wrong, because what if Gaston killed Bambi's mum? I know you've probably heard this theory before because it's literally been on the internet forever, and I've actually been able to track it back all the way to 2006, where it's first suggested on a forum that Bambi's mother is shown in the scenes of Beauty and the Beast outside the castle before it becomes cursed. And it was intended that Gaston's
I use antlers in all of my decorating
indicate that Gaston killed Bambi's mum. And that is it. It's not a very long one. But I mean, this one kind of sits with me weirdly because we already knew Gaston just isn't a very good person. He's literally the bad guy in this film. So while for most people, killing Bambi's mother for sure would be a dark and horrible and how dare you theory, with Gaston, I'm not actually that surprised. This would kind of just fit up with his character. However, the real problem I have with this theory is that the cameo from Bambi's mother is this. Like, that's it. That deer. What an undeniably intentional cameo. Wait, so does this mean that Bambi is actually French? Because that is a dark theory. Like, no way is Bambi French. Like, I'm not having this. You've ruined my day. No. What's the next one? Oh no. What if Jack could actually become a supervillain? This theory is really funny to me for some reason because it's literally just that maybe if his family end up being overly cautious of his powers, he could end up doing an Elsa and become a big evil villain. Like, that's it. That's the entire theory. I mean, do people just not know what theories are? Is this like a normal thing to not understand? Because I've defined what a theory is before. I've made full videos dedicated to this before, and no one seems to be getting it. I guess just not enough people watch my videos to be making an impact on the world. And I really do hope my impact on the world is more than just defining theories. That was really deep. I'm gonna move on. Guys, what if Hans from Frozen was actually bewitched to be evil by the trolls? Okay, so I'm starting to notice that there just seems to be a very simple formula that people are following when they're making these dark Disney theories. Like, I don't know if this was glaringly obvious, but all people seem to do is pick a character and then either say they killed someone or they're evil. Maybe it's just because these are the dark ones and all dark theories have to have something to do with death or being evil in some way, but I'm going through like full-on lists and I can't find a single one that doesn't follow this formula. Like, this one is kind of different because Hans is already evil and they're theorizing who made him evil, so I guess this is by default the best one. So Hans was this lovely guy during the movie and suddenly he is just evil. Even when no one was watching him after he first meets Anna, he smiles. Not an evil Disney smile, no. He seems really taken in with Anna. You know what, I do understand the frustration around that smile. Like, there are way too many theories about it now, but I understand the frustration. I'm still on the boat of it's a scheming smile because Frozen does take place in a universe where everyone other than Anna seems to understand that it would be ridiculous to marry someone you've just met. That's on the contrary to other Disney films, by the way. And the idea is that Anna was only so on board because she'd literally never left the castle in her entire life. So to me, the fact that he got engaged so quickly was a sign that he was trying to get to the throne, and yeah, I can kind of get my head around that. It just the smile is annoying. But go on, I'm all ears. Convince me otherwise. In the song Fixer Upper, the trolls sing the line, "Get the fiancé out of the way." So what if Hans's intentions were pure at first, but the trolls made him evil using the mind-bending tricks we already know they're capable of? You know what? Fair enough, this is a decent... You've got me hooked. Like, the only rebuttal I can really think of is that Hans never meets the trolls, and I don't see when he would have, like, when would they have crossed paths? And, like, even if they did come across him, how would they have known who he was? Because can trolls just tell who someone is instantly from first sight? I'm sorry, I don't have an extensive knowledge about the trolls from Frozen. Anyway, they go on to suggest that since he's at the top of the North Mountain, still trying to help Arendelle and Elsa, even saving Elsa by redirecting the crossbow, which, I mean, let's be real here, he was aiming for the ice chandelier the entire time. That is not the face of a man trying to help. And then, during his return, the trolls must have got him. From this point on, Hans is bewitched and acts evil. Okay, so it's not bad, it's just that one thing I'm not convinced of, because I'm pretty sure Hans went a different way back to the castle, because he literally beat them there despite them having a head start, and they were forced off the cliff, so they had to go a different way back, and that's why they ran into the trolls. I'm assuming Hans would have just gone the same way they came, which I'm guessing is the fastest route, and therefore wouldn't have run into the trolls and wouldn't have got cursed. Again, it's not a bad theory, and I'm sorry for including this in a worst theories video, but anyway, I want to give a fair warning about this next theory because, well, I don't know how to say it, just, it's a metaphor. I know. I called it a theory, and I'm including it in this video. Just literally every top 10 list of dark Disney theories includes this metaphor, and come on, let's just get this over and done with, okay? What if the old man from Up was actually dead this entire time? The old man from Up. Wow. He has a name. Carl Fredricksen. Like, it's said enough times in the movie for you to know that, and you know what? I said let's get it over with, but I can't do it. The disrespect. Like, I'm done. There was a line and they crossed it. That's it for the video. I'm sorry. I'm done. Or so you thought I was done, but let me tell you about Squarespace. Because let me just paint a picture of you sat at home right now thinking, how can I show my work to the rest of the world? And I'm here to tell you that Squarespace is the perfect tool from which to create a website. Because with Squarespace, you won't just be able to purchase a domain with Whois privacy, but you'll be able to create a community of like-minded people who are interested in you or whatever you want to create a website about. They'll also provide you with information about your analytics if you want to learn to grow your site bigger, which, I mean, you probably do if you're creating a site. And there'll be a comments section if you're brave enough to read the comments. So if you're interested and just want to support the channel, like Sarah here, who made a website dedicated to telling people to subscribe to Seamus Gorman. It's a real thing she did and it's hilarious. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and once you're ready to launch, you can use squarespace.com/SeamusGorman for 10% off your first purchase of a domain or site on Squarespace. Did I say Squarespace too many times?
Are you selling websites in here again, Seamus?
Yeah, that could be the cut for the ad read. I might use that later, who knows? Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button, because I really just cringed so internally doing that, and you have to sympathize with me by giving me a sympathy like. And yeah, no, I'm cringing now, so I don't even want to say the rest of the stuff. There are stuff you can do on the page, and if you click buttons, I guess, and yeah, bye.